Well, this is the Baltimore Ravens downfall. This is your boy Big Raj. Byron is on assignment right now. Me and D are here. We're going to talk about this Ravens loss to the Los Angeles Rams, 17-3. So stay tuned. This is the Flex Zone podcast. Yep, this is your boy Big Raj here. Baltimore Ravens post game show. Uh, Another shitty one as it tends to be. But yes, the Ravens lose 17-3 to the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not sure what to say about this. I'm pretty sure D will chime in once I get to him. But we're 1-5 on the season. I'm not sure where we go from here. The bye week is next week, and this team is flailing right now in all facets of football. They just offense can't seem to get points. The defense makes mistakes a lot at significant times. The coaching staff is garbage, and Harbaugh is just clueless on the sidelines. Looking to do something, just to do something stupid. So I'm gonna get to my man D. We're gonna talk about the offense first, and then we'll go from there. So, D, what do you think about the offense, and how do we try to get better after the bye week?
Well, first of all, Roger, I know you was down there in person. I know you'll talk about that in a little bit, but the offense, Derrick Henry had a great day. He should have had an even better day, but fortunately, he didn't get the ball in key situations when he's supposed to. And the Ravens' stubbornness, especially on the offensive side, cost them the day because they won the time of possession. They actually had more total yards than the Rams did. The Rams won their sea level today and still was able to win by 14 because of three turnovers, which you don't want. You're trying to go for the tush push right before halftime and didn't get it on second and third down. Then on fourth down, you do a long pitch to Henry, and he gets tackled in the backfield. I mean, it's ridiculous. Tom Monkton definitely deserves blame. You are limited because you don't have Lamar Jackson. So you know what you have to do. You have to keep the ball on the ground. First drive, they did that very well. Second drive, they come right out and passing. What did Cooper Rush do? He throws a pick, throws an interception. Um, Huntley comes in the fourth quarter. Literally almost had the exact identical numbers as Cooper Rush did for three quarters. Literally. Only difference is Huntley got sacked up the middle, and the game was already out of hand by then. So it's disappointing. It's shameful. The Ravens are not a good football team right now. I think even if Lamar comes back, they're going to struggle to try to find ways to win because of the fact that this offensive line, especially when Ronnie Stanley's not in, really sucks. Filet is filet. We've been saying that for 2 years now. Everybody but the coaching staff understands this. And it's a damn shame. I mean, it's a shame. Voorhees is like Jason. He's Fright Night. It's October. There's a reason for it. He stinks. They both sucked in the preseason. So that being said, changes need to be made in the offensive line. They need to stick to the running game. And it's just as simple as that. But knowing our coaching staff, they're stubborn and they won't do it.
Well, like you said, I was at the game, and I will say this: the crowd there was cool. Everybody showed up. The Ravens fans, they came through, and I enjoyed the atmosphere more so than I did the Lions game because this was more so relaxed a little bit. We kind of knew that this team is not a good football team, but we was there. We had fun. We was cheering loud and proud for the Ravens. They did I think for West, what's his name? West John, captain defense. The captain defense. We honored him. We honored Mo. And we just had a really good time. But as soon as the game started going, the Ravens was running the football with Derrick Henry, doing the thing. Ronnie Stanley was doing his thing, and it just seems to happen at the wrong times. Like we end up settling for a field goal. The Rams, they were being goofy on offense, giving us plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities to take the game from them. Win. And we just continue to keep doing stupid things after stupid things after stupid things, and it's egregious, man. It really is. But I will say this: um, I'm so glad that even though we suck, even though we stink, I am glad that the Ravens fought. I will say that because last week they they were not fighting at all. They was getting their asses kicked by the Texans on offense and defense. They couldn't do anything right, and I'm glad that they showed a lot of heart today, even though they couldn't seem to get any points after the field goal from Tyler Luke. I will commend the Ravens heart on that. But man, this coaching staff, bro, I'm not sure what Todd Monken is doing. I don't know why we're doing trick plays or doing end arounds with Zay Flowers. I have no idea. But you have a really putrid offensive line, like you said, D, with Palele and Voorhees leading the way at the guard positions. And Stanley, once Stanley got hurt, and my brother Thoughts' guy, Nope Boom comes in there and stinks up the joint along with Palele and Voorhees. It just became a shit show after that. So I I'm not really surprised at the outcome, but I am happy that we fought. At least I can hang my hat on that we at least fought hard. But D, let me ask you this question, man. Um, how much blame do you put this on? How much blame does John Harbaugh get on this? Because I know a lot of people are going after Harbaugh, crazy, saying fire him, get rid of him, do this, do that. What do you think? Do you think John makes any changes uh, during this bye week, or do we continue to keep saying Voorhees, Falele, and even Zach Orr?
Well, I just say this. We go back to his press conference that he has after the game. He pretty much said in there he's not making no coaching change. So they're going to continue to go down the highway unless somebody above John, Rashadi, or Eric gets involved and let him know, hey, we need to make some changes somewhere. And it needs to start with the defense because, yeah, the defense only gave up 17 points. They did fight hard today, to Roger's point. They didn't lay down and get it took into them like they normally do, but they still gave up a lot of key situations on third down. They only rushed two people on 4th and 3 when the running back Williams caught the long pass to get the first and goal. Um, the Rams still kind of moved the ball kind of efficiently how they wanted to do it. And for them not to have Peoples out there when they needed defensive line help, Urban got hurt. Robinson broke his foot. He's probably gonna be done for the year, unfortunately. Best wishes to him. Our coaching staff is stubborn. They've been stubborn for many years, mainly the head coach. And it's coming back to bite them in the butt. When they talk goofy in the press conference, they're getting called out for it now. Outside the media, I do need the media to challenge them a little more in these press conferences after the game, especially with Harbaugh. But to Roger's question, nah, they're not. I don't see them changing nothing until they're made to change something. And it's only going to come from above.
Now I will say that the defense played pretty well today. They only gave up 17 points. They got a little bit of pressure on Matthew Stafford. He wasn't very comfortable. The Rams wide receivers dropped a lot of balls. Puka Nakua got hurt, um, and they just didn't look like themselves. Kyron Williams didn't really do too much to hurt us. Um, I mean, Zach. I mean, a lot of people going after Zach Orr. Zach Orr is not a great defensive coordinator. He's in his second year as a defensive coordinator. We get that the Rams are, defensively or offensively they're a high power team, but they can have lapses. As Brother Thoughts told me earlier today when we was watching the game, he told me that the Rams, that a lot of people don't be paying attention to the Rams. They just pay attention to Puka Nakua and some other things. But yeah, the Rams had a sea level effort, as you said, D. A sea level effort to win this football game. They didn't have that best effort out there. What is it going to take for the Ravens, man, to just get back to that level of football, man? Do we need to? Or on defense, do you think that we need to change anybody? Do you think that I don't know? Um, Roquan Smith, does he come back after the bye week and can he get this team right defensively? Does the two safeties that we brought in, does this help us going forward down the line? Will Malachi Starks, not get burned or get picked on? Like, there's a lot of questions going on with this football team right now. And right now, we don't have any answers for them. But like I said, we're 1-5 right now. At this point, we're trying to do anything, to help us, get over this hump. So, D, I know I asked a lot of questions, but what are your thoughts on at least a couple of them?
Defensively, they can't get to the quarterback still. Yeah, they got the one sack with the fumble. That was cool. That was good. But when they need to get to Stafford, they couldn't do it. They still can't do it. Um, pass rushers don't grow on trees, obviously. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're going to use Hamilton to blitz. The new safety formation wasn't bad, but don't be surprised if the Ravens do put some people on the trade market just to see if they can get a pass rusher or something back. Because they got to do something on defense to get to the quarterback. They're not doing it. They can't do it. They blitzing only two at times. That's goofy. You can't blitz two and then still let the guy get the fourth down with a pass interference play. You just on defense. And they played satisfactory today. That's what it was. It was satisfactory. But with that being said, offensively, you gotta try Bullock. You gotta try Embry Jones. The offensive line suck. It's bad when Stanley goes out. They can't pass block. They have a hard time pass blocking as it is together anyway. But then when Stanley go out, they can't run block either. They can't knock people off the ball. You have to look from within to make these changes because teams ain't giving up offensive line. Teams ain't giving up people. It's just not gonna happen. So unless you find an angel somewhere, and I doubt that. The New York Jets ain't an angel. They suck. Um, it's rough, man. It's rough because for so many years the Ravens has not been a bad team. They're a bad team. They're in the same category this year with the Browns and the Jets and the Titans. They're in that category right now. And Lamar Jackson, God bless him, he deserves a big raise. He deserves a big raise. Half of them offensive linemen deserve to give them his check. They need to give them their check because they stink when he's not out there. When he's out there, he make them Pro Bowl, and they're not that good. So, with that being said, that's all the Ravens can really do, man. Is look from within, take it one game at a time. You got Chicago off the bye next. We'll see what happens when Lamar comes back. But you can't fix a whole offensive line being bad. You can't fix lack of depth in the defensive line, even though most people said this could happen, and it has.
I will say this is probably the worst time ever to be a Baltimore Ravens fan. I have never seen this team be 1-5 in my entire life. I don't understand what's going on, Mark. You were right. This was supposed to be one of the most complete rosters in the league going into 2025. I thought that EDC was cooking in the draft. I thought he had all his ducks in order. You know what I'm saying? From getting John Jenkins to having Meta BK and Travis Jones. I thought this team was great on paper. Owe and Kyle Van Noy coming from having a good years last year with Van having 12.5 sacks and Owe having 10 sacks, and to getting Mike Green in the draft, I thought he was going to have a great impact on this team, and none of that has transpired, bro. none of it. And I don't know where they really go from here as far as, trying to turn this thing around. Like, how they going to, I mean, and I understand the frustration on a lot of fans' part because they were sold a dream and it end up, not coming to fruition. And sometimes that just happens in football, man. Sometimes that just happens in football. But I'm not sure where we go from here, bro. And I don't know the ramifications of this is going to have, this is going to have on Lamar's, contract coming up because we owe him about $75 million next year. And right now, as you can see, when he's not even playing, we're extremely incompetent. We're extremely incompetent when Lamar Jackson, one man, is not playing. So he holds all the cards to our future, and he's going to demand a boatload of money as he should because he's the leader and he deserves it. But I will say this, and D, I'll ask you this question after I'm finished. Do the Ravens really need to just start building around Lamar Jackson and stop trying to fix the damn defense? Because they continue to keep throwing money at cornerbacks, they throw money at safeties, they throw money at middle linebackers, and they don't really throw money too much at the offensive line. They don't throw money at the defensive line that much, besides Meta BK. I mean, do you think they need to go into this year's draft coming up, drafting an offensive lineman, maybe a defensive lineman or defensive tackle? Like, do we need to start building like the Eagles do, or do we need to just continue to keep doing what we're doing, and maybe this is just a fluke year for us?
But it's clear, Roger, that what we've been doing has not been working. As a franchise, I mean, it's not working. They want to do the tush push like the Eagles, but can't even come close to doing it. And they need to go. Yes, this team has not had a top 10 pick in a decade. They have been consistently around being in the playoffs, being a winner, but they haven't been able to get to the promised land at least once and have that taste. So they need, if your lines is not good, that's the fundamentals of football, you're screwed. I mean, just it is. You're screwed. You can't protect your quarterback and you can't get to the opposing quarterback, you're screwed. So they need to do that. They need to address their lines. They need to get a pass rusher, a real deal pass rusher. That's not nickel dominant in the second round, getting a project or nothing nature, but they need to do that. If they have a top 10 pick, they must address the offensive line. They must address it. And if they don't address it, they're going to continue in the same ways in denial. And John Harbaugh is in denial. If you hear his press conferences, he keep talking about how we're going to be this team and all this stuff and all types of wild, crazy mess he be saying. Until they get out of that mindset of being in denial that our way is working, which is not working. Lamar Jackson has masked some of these weaknesses. We have said it on these post-game shows over the last couple of years. Until they get out that mindset, they're going to be trapped in quicksand. And like I said earlier about Falele, damn him being in the bloodline, he need to be in the unemployment line. He stinks. He's on his face every other play. He sucks. And I feel bad for Lamar. They've wasted his prime. And it's a shame. It really is.
So shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you, Pravante. Yes, Lamar Jackson deserves so much money. Of course, Mark, Kimberly, Brother Thoughts is in here trying to get Rashad Bateman. No, you cannot have Rashad Bateman, Brother Thoughts. No, he is not for sale. At least not yet. But yeah, I just want to correct myself from what I said earlier with Captain Defense. Let me show you what they actually did for him at the game today. I have a picture to show everybody. This is what they did with Captain Defense. Pretty much decorated his chair and had his picture there. And, a lot that the fans was chanting defense. And I want to say once they did that, once they was chanting defense, the Rams ended up having to settle for a field goal. So Captain Defense from the heavens above is still somewhat trying to help this Ravens team overcome a lot of nonsense that's happened this year. So shout out to Captain Defense. Shout out to Wes Henson. Um, such a great such a great man, and terrible loss for the Ravens fan base. Uh, yeah, man. Yeah, D. It's been rough, bro. It's been rough, man. This offensive line is just so bad, bro. I cannot believe we're in this position. I really can't. Really cannot believe we're in this position right now. Going and seeing that schedule, from the off season, I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was going to be rough, but damn, I didn't think it was going to be 1-5. I did not see that coming, not at all. And I will say this because I've been listening to a lot of Ravens content creators. I've been listening to the Vault. I've been listening to, the Wernikin Show and Graven and all the great guys that we've collaborated with and that we love. I will say that most of them are right. I will say that most of them are right because for years Nitro has been talking about the offensive line and how we can't seem to get no push on certain things and how this team is built wrongly and how we should not be drafting safeties in the first round. I get it. We should not be doing that. We should be the number one goal is protect our best asset, and that's Lamar Jackson. I mean, we should have learned that since 2021 in the 2022 season when he got hurt. We did not win many games when Lamar Jackson was not on the field. We didn't win too many games at all. We didn't even make the playoffs. So for them to be incompetent and not getting the correct offensive help that he needs and building around your best asset, it's killing this team right now. It's killing them. And like I said, until they actually decide to make a change, until they decide to get their heads out of their behinds, it's just going to continue to keep going on as Harbaugh and coaching staff stick around. They have so many excuses, for this fan base. They sit there and Harbaugh sits on the podium and he spits out lie after lie after lie. Sometimes he tells the truth, but a lot of times he's just giving you smoke up your ass. So it's just amazing that after all these years, after 18 years of him, he has not learned that you need to just be honest with the people, man. Sometimes you got to be honest, and I can't stand when he does this song and dance type of situation. If I can find some of Harbaugh's quotes today, I'll find them. But
Boy,
if I can find them, I'll find them. But D, here's a question for you: does Harbaugh make it through the season, man? Because as of right now, I don't know if he's going to make it the rest of the season. He might get fired. I don't know. After the bye week, he might get fired week 7, week 8, week 9. If we continue to keep losing, which is possible because we're drowning right now. Does he get fired before the season is over with?
hey, look, if they lose to the Jets, 'cause I want to watch the Jets a tad bit today. They all deserve to go. The Jets are off. God off. The Ravens get them at home. They get the Dolphins on the road. They're not. They go to Cleveland. Cleveland's got a rookie quarterback dropping out there. They're skilled players. They're not good. So, yeah, a lot of people say, oh, the schedule softens up. Yeah, if you're a decent team, but if you're a bad team like the Ravens are right now, it's even Steven for you. And if they keep losing, somebody's going to be gone. And then maybe Harbaugh might take the sword on Black Monday. But somebody's going to be gone if they keep. Just that simple. Chicago's not a cakewalk out to buy. They can come show up. Look. John Harbaugh and told so many lies, his nose then doubly grew. He either tells lies or tell extrapolations in these press conferences. Oh yeah, that was him today. And look, these networks, they know how to show him when he looks stupid, don't they? They know how to show him when he looks like a fool. They do. It'd be on cue. It'd be on cue. I mean, it's sad, man. Sad what they doing to Lamar's prime of his career, man. His brother hurt, watching. They asked him. They said, "Well, only 3 teams has made the playoffs after being 1-2 1-5, and his response is, "Well, we might have to go out there and see what happens, and we're gonna try to make history." Nah, I get you got to say some of that, but we know we're taking it one game at a time to be a better football team. That's all you got. That's all you got to say. You don't got to be goofy about it. You don't got to be stupid about it. But he's a hardball, and he thinks he knows it all. Ever since he won the Super Bowl with the team they had in 2012, feel like he's been the man. He was in the draft room for a long period of time. They had to kick him out because he was advising them to get the wrong players. Um, it's a mess, man. And hopefully in this bye, they get themselves together. I think Zach Orr should be gone, man. I think the play calling's over his head. He needed some time to mature. This team, unfortunately, is in a situation where they don't have that type of time. Somebody got to fall on the sword, and Zach's going to be the guy, unfortunately. If they want to keep giving him a paycheck behind the scenes, I'm cool with that. But him calling the plays as offense coordinator, it's got to go. So we'll see what happens. We'll take it. We'll be like them. We'll take it week by week. But next week, folks, you don't got to worry about watching the Ravens. If you want to watch football, that's your call. But you can take a break next week. Take a break, get your housework done, get your cleaning done, but chill out. You know, some people are having a long work week. You chill out next Sunday. You don't got to watch the horror, the fright night that has become the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, man. I got a little bit more to go. I guess you have one really good question to ask. Since it is the bye week, since we are 1-5, I understand that we're going to see if EDC decides to sell or he decides to buy. Now that we're in a situation that we're in, do you think he sells or do you think he buys? And two, if he does buy, who would you like to have on this Baltimore Ravens team that's going to be probably going to be on a buyer's market? You know that there's plenty of people from Tennessee. The New York Giants have a plethora of pass rushers that need to be sold, but who knows? They might not sell nobody after winning on Thursday. Like who would you like to get during this bye week if they decide to get somebody, and if they don't do that, who would you want to be gone from this team? Since Oweh is gone, who else is going to get up out of here? I know Brother Thoughts like he just wants Rashard Bateman so badly. I don't know why, but he wants Rashard Bateman so badly. But anyways, who would you think? What you think is going to happen?
Well, I must say that the Giants are not going to be sellers. They're 3-3 now. Or two, I'm sorry, they got more wins. Anybody got more wins than the Ravens shouldn't even be looking at. They got one more win than you or more? Nah. So the Jets, what do they have that you really want? Outside of Sauce, you got enough cornerbacks. You don't need
What about Quentin Williams?
Hey, right play, right price, as the old saying goes. And you want to get that, that's fine. But the Ravens right now, we're going to say they're sellers because I don't think they're doing too much more about it. Mr. Andrews has been a great run in Baltimore, buddy. I love you. You'll always be a Raven, but they're not going to have the option of signing you back next year, which the chances are not looking great for that, in my opinion. You got to sell him. You got to sell him and see if you can get a pass rusher back. Maybe you might can, depending on what team needs him. Maybe enough team got two pass rushers on the same team. I'll tell you another team. The Chargers are looking for another running back. I would trade him, Ali. I really would. I would trade him, Ali, man. Trade him. Let him go. Let him bounce, man. Because you use him on special team. You're not really using him much for his. You're not using him in the offense. He can kind of roll out. See what you can get back. The Ravens right now, to me, is on the edge of something. They went and got the safety. He's a free agent after this year. He's a rental, you might as well say. I don't see no teams really parting with pass rushers, though. That's what they really need. And linemen, and teams don't part with pass rushers and linemen. You got to be bad to be parted ways with, and we the one got the bad lineman, but again, no one's trading for Fillade or Jason Voorhees. No one's trading for none of them jokers. So it is what it is. But I would say right now the Ravens should be a semi-seller. Call, see what you can get for Andrews back. Anybody else that's on a 1-year deal. I love Hopkins. Hopkins has been a good addition, but his skills is not being utilized like they probably should. They should consider trading him as well.
And with that said, man, I think we done sliced and diced this Ravens team up. You see the babies is crying, when the babies is crying, you have a 1-5 football team. So we ain't gonna drag this on too much longer. Unless D, you got anything to say about any other team that you saw today? I wasn't able to watch all the other teams except I seen the Jets lose. Again, I don't know how they lost, but it is what it is. They're 0-6, which is completely insane. But do you have any thoughts on any other games before we bid adieu?
You watch the AFC side, and just the 1 year the AFC's wide open. And it's sad. The 1 year the AFC looks really wide open. The Ravens are 1-5. Ain't that prime? Props to the coach. They held on and beat the caliber-less Arizona Cardinals. That was a decent win for them. The Dolphins are not good. The Saints are not good. We kind of knew some of these teams weren't going to be no good. The Steelers, they won, but they're not impressive. They're not a team that you see Super Bowl. You see they have a 4-game lead right now over the Browns and Ravens in the AFC North. It look like they're going to have a 3-game lead over the Cincinnati Bengals. Or the Bengals are holding on, but they're gonna get beat. Really, the league kind of this year is any given Sunday. Somebody get hot, look out. And that's really the only hope the Ravens have right now is that the AFC, especially as a whole, is average. There's not a great team in it. It's really not a great team in the NFL, period. And that might keep the Ravens hanging around a little longer than certain teams of that record would. So, that being said, it's been a tough 5 out of 6 weeks so far. Watching this team, watching the stubbornness of the front office and the head coach and the coaching staff. Hopefully in the bye week, they get verbally kicked in the butt. Maybe Bishotti might actually come down and say, "Hey, let's have a little press conference. Let's see what's going on," and they give their opinion, him and DeCosta. But I doubt it. And we'll see what happens out the bye when they play Chicago in a couple weeks, man. That's going to be a big telltale. Then they do have some teams that's in the same level of not goodness. And the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Browns, they got the Vikings mixed in between that. The Vikings are a decent team. They got quarterback issues, but they are a decent team. So with that being said, ain't too much more to say. Y'all watched it today. Some of y'all might turn your TVs off after they went down 17-3. But there's not much more we can say, but it's been very dismal to watch the first 5 of these first 6 games this year so far.
All right, that concludes another episode of the Baltimore Ravens post-game show with the Flex Zone and Big D. I will say this: we might be on a little bit later for wrestling. Not sure, but if we are, you'll see Byron back for that. We'll talk more about the Ravens tomorrow when we're watching the Commanders live stream. So we'll be doing a live stream for the Commanders. So check out for that as well. And what I'm saying is it just is what it is at this point. So D, you want to drop off your what you've been doing, what you been getting into?
Yeah, man. Sport Network, we've been hot and busy with the Fall League basketball. We had a couple of bad football games on too, but people's watched them. Thank y'all for supporting. We're gonna have 2 really good big high school football games. St. Francis, second-ranked team in the country, and Dunbar and Mervo going at it at Morgan next week. You can check that out on the Dice Network. And we're gonna have some girls action, big level girls action down in Chantilly, Virginia. Nationally ranked teams involved. So you can check that out as well next week on the YouTube channel. Die Splitting Network on the Twitter, Die Splitting Net, Die Splitting Network on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. All that good stuff.
I just want to say before I get out of here, thank you to everybody that was in the chat. I hope you hit the like and subscribe button. Kimberly, I see you. John Harbaugh has lost the locker room again. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it back during the bye week. Theon Ross, Harbaugh just said no coaching changes. That sucks as well. But I appreciate you watching us, brother. Mark, as always, thank you for being in the chat. You definitely always love to come through. Cravante, we'll see you later on tomorrow, brother, for your Commanders live stream. And everybody else that came through, Brother Thoughts as well, Willie Spikes. Appreciate all you guys being in the chat. So if you're on X as well, make sure you on the YouTube version of the Flex Zone podcast, hit that like and subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell another friend. We're a 1-5 football team. 17-3 was the final result from the Rams and Ravens. And for me and D, we got to get the hell up out of here, because we are the ones, as Mark has up on the screen. We're the ones. And this is it, brother. This is it. So we'll see you guys a little bit later. And I hope you have a good rest of the day if you don't tune in later on tonight. But anyways, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.